What's up, everybody? I'm Stan, and welcome to Detail Comics, where we go over comics in detail. This is Preview Picks. This is the show where I go over the comic books that are coming out this week and give you an idea what they're all about and whether there's something you should try and look out for or not. So to start off with, we're going to go with a few independent titles. The first one is from Boom Studios, and it's called Lazaretto. So this is the first issue, and it's really based around these college kids that are stuck in this kind of biohazard, which really turns into a very Lord of the Flies situation and then something more. So it really kind of piqued my interest. I have no idea who the creative team is as far as their reputation is concerned, but it seemed like a really interesting concept, and it's tough to kind of come across those with some independent books these days. Also from Black Mask, we have Four Kids Walk Into a Bank by Matthew Rosenberg and Tyler Boss. This is issue number 5, and we finally get to the bank portion of the Four Kids Walk Into a Bank. After that, we jump over to DC, where we've got Batman number 30, and instead of continuing on with the War of Jokes and Riddles arc, we are going to see the Ballad of Kite Man. This is part 2, so it's going to be the finale, so we get to see how Kite Man kind of came to be as far as, his storyline, or at least Tom King's interpretation of this particular Batman character. After that, we've got Deathstroke number 23, and Deathstroke number 23 is a continuation of its ongoing story, and this is really rolling out of the end of the Lazarus contract, and it sees Deathstroke trying to do his part to be a hero, and that's a really interesting concept. I haven't really been catching up with this very much, so I'm going to have to go back, reread some of the issues, and make sure that it's something that I want to pick up, because I'm still not necessarily sure I want to. I really enjoyed the first part of Deathstroke, and I just kind of fell off my pull list after a little while. We also have Doom Patrol number 8 coming, and it's making a triumphant return, and Doom Patrol is probably the best thing that's coming out of the Young Animal imprint, so it's definitely something that I recommend that you pick up, especially if you're a fan of a little bit of weird stuff. We also have Superman number 30, which is continuing the Fear Itself arc, and this is the story of Superman, and he's kind of taken Parallax into his body, and now it's a battle between Super Yellow Lantern, Superman, and, Sinestro trying to fight back Parallax. It looks to be ridiculous. Finishing up with DC, we're going to head on over to Image, where we also see Scales and Scoundrels. So this is the first issue of this particular one, and what really strikes me is that it's very similar to a lot of anime tropes and historical story tropes, where you've got this kind of, thievish person that gets thrust into a quest that is going to be the kind of like their destiny, but it's always interesting to me, I always have the kind of appeal that goes along with that, so they're always something that I check out, so I want to take care of that, put that one on there, see what that one's all about. 7 to Eternity number 9 is also coming out, and that's Rick Remender and Jerome Opna, and I still really enjoy this story. There's a lot of really strong things going on about it, especially since you've kind of split the party at this point in time. So you've got, Adam Osidis as well as the King of Whispers. They're out there doing their own thing. His daughter's now entered the fray. You've got a lot of different stuff that's going on with Javalia. Yeah, there's so much stuff going on, and it's still a well-drawn book that's well-written, and you can't really blame me for wanting to catch up with it. We also have The Wicked and the Divine, which is issue number 31. That's a series that I haven't been following along with for quite some time, as well as The Walking Dead number 171, which is a story, it's a series that I pretty much stopped reading altogether, but I want to let you guys know that they're coming out so that way, if it's something that you follow, I might pick it up if it's something that you'd recommend for me. Next, we're going to talk about Marvel, where we see Generations Iron Man. Riri Williams, as part of the Secret Empire storyline, was thrust back in time so that way she can meet an older or younger Tony Stark and see exactly what's going on. Hopefully she can learn something, or Tony can learn something that can help him out in the future, but we really don't know about that at that point in time. Jessica Jones number 12 is coming out, which really, it insinuates that you're going to get a lot of secrets out of Maria Hill, and it's going to change the Marvel Universe, so I'm not really sure if that's a promise, but Jessica Jones has been a very good book, so it's definitely something I'd check out if I were you. We also have Star Wars Captain Phasma, so this is the road to The Last Jedi, the new movie release, so it's going to be part of a 2-part series, I think, that is going to tell the story of Captain Phasma. So if you want to know more about the really shiny chrome stormtrooper leader that didn't really do much in, the latest Star Wars movie, that is your chance to do it. We also have the start of Venom Verse with issue number 1 and Venom Verse War Stories. So Venom Verse is going to be the main arc that's going to hit, and there's going to be one every week for the rest of the month. And then you've got Venom Verse War Stories, which is going to be a compilation of a bunch of different stories told around the Venom Verse storyline. So it's going to use that as kind of a central jumping off point. To finish things up, I'm going to talk about Valiant, and we've got Secret Weapons number 1, which is going into its 3rd printing. So I didn't have the chance to pick up the first issue, but I've heard nothing but good things, and with the kind of resurgence in my mind of Valiant, I picked up Divinity number 0 to kind of get a little bit of background. I've been really happy with Exo Manowar lately, so I figure I should give Secret Weapons, a shot. really simply because it's gone to third printing. Everybody's got to really be enjoying this, so I might as well give that one a go. But those are the books that I'm thinking about picking up. If we're going to talk about what is guaranteed to be picked up on my pull list, we're going to be talking about Batman number 30. We're also going to be talking about Superman number 30. 7 to Eternity number 9 is a staple of my pull list. And Generations Iron Man, not a pull list item, but it's definitely something I'm picking up, as well as Venom Verse number 1 and Venom Verse War Stories. So I want to know what you guys are, picking up out of this, or if there's anything else that you guys are picking up too. So hit me up in the comments down below, and we can start that conversation. As always, if you like what you see, hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to get more news, views, and commentary on comic books, comic book movies, comic book TV shows, and games, and anything and everything having to do with comics.